Right on schedule. Every November, we actually do get an Xbox UI update, and Xbox just snuck it in on the last day of November. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another Tech Control video. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We also sort of took a little bit of a break. I mean, we did do the Black Friday deals video, but after that, we decided to take it easy for a little bit. Probably going to do the same for Christmas, but we're back to work. So let's get to it. Before we talk about this new UI, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button below, share with a buddy or two, and comment your thoughts, especially on this new UI. I'm genuinely interested. So here I have my Series X all loaded up in the screen, and the update went live yesterday. Xbox typically updates the UI every November with something significant. That doesn't mean that they don't update it throughout the year. They do, but every November it seems that they give us a really big one. And this is what, 2-3 weeks after the Series X launched. We already got the update right on time, last day of November. So let's quickly go through some of the stuff. I have mine up here. Let's see if I can show you as best as I can, and whatever I can, I'm just gonna throw a picture up and show you that way. So let's jump right in. Okay, so first things first, let's jump right into the settings. Xbox and their new UI have added custom dynamic backgrounds. So let's take a look at some of those. Here we go. They've added 6 new dynamic backgrounds, starting with the original that was there with the console at launch. Then it's a variation of the same dynamic background, but this one is sort of a bit faded. I'm not a huge fan of it. It just makes it look a bit dull compared to what the original one was. So I'm just going to move right past it. And I should mention that these change color depending on what color theme you have. So for example, if we back out here and I change my color to, I don't know, let's say some of you are coming from PlayStation for the first time. So maybe you like the blue, and we jump back into dynamic backgrounds, you can see that it's now blue. Let's do something different. Let's set it as red and see what happens. So red, you can see the waves, you got the faded here, and then new, I guess the faded was also new, but also new are the spotlight colors. And here you have the ultraviolet. These do not change depending on your theme, so just keep that in mind. The ultraviolet here, it's very subtle and it moves very slowly, but it is very nice. You can see the light sort of floating away over to the left, and then it reappears on the right. You have the midnight. I'm assuming this is like a midnight green, but it's sort of a green bluish, so very nice. And then last, the dejagu, dehago, dehagu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a nice orange and blue theme. Moving on, you have the ribbons. I really like this one, and yes, once again, our color preference is there. You notice the red line. You have the ripple here, paying homage to the Xbox 360. Looks very nice. This one may be one that I consider. This looks a little weird in red, but let's go back in here. Let's see what it looks like in blue. All right, so we saw the waves. You notice these colors again didn't change. That's all right. So the ribbon does change according to your color, and the blue's not bad. Looks like water waves. Maybe a lighter blue would be better, but I think I'm gonna stick with the green, the lime green, the really bright one. Let's take a look at it now. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely Xbox 360 right there. Very nice. So some of the other things that came with this update now, when you pause a game that has Auto HDR, you now get a notification, whereas before you didn't know if the Auto HDR feature was activated or not. So I'm gonna try and duplicate it right now. If I can't, I'll just put a picture up on the screen. Let's jump into a game like let's see, a game like Halo 5. Alright, so we're having some issues with the capture card. I've actually never used one of these until now. This is my very first video using one, but I think we're back on track. So let's jump right back in. Here you can see I loaded up Halo 5, and over here on the right, just below the time, you can actually see the badge or the icon that it says Auto HDR, which wasn't there before. So even though the game might have been playing with the Auto HDR feature on, you might have not known. Now there's a visible logical icon or a logical representation that confirms what is on your display, whether the HDR is on or not. Alright, so now let's quickly jump into the store, and you can see I'm loving next gen right now. It's super fast. So let's jump into the store real quick, and let's imagine that I want to see, I don't know, the most popular games that are out. You see at the top now, you have a filter, brand new. Basically, you have the genres. I mean, that was there before. Number of players is new. You have more refined filters that allow you to hone in on the games that you really want to play with. So if you have a couple of friends over and you're looking for what games you can play together, this would be the filter for it. The ESRB ratings, and now you have the capabilities. So this is probably the most newest thing that's been added to here. It's really cool. You can scroll all the way down to what's a split screen game, play anywhere, cross-platform, things like that. Optimized for Series X. This might be, you can see what games are optimized for the Series X, and that same filter will work just the same on Game Pass. So let's take a look. Number of players, genre, console types right here. So optimized for the Series X and S. Click on that, and now you can see that they also, not only do they say Game Pass, but they have the XS icon on it. Another new feature with the update is that you can pre-install games ahead of time, ahead of their launch. So for example, we're looking at the medium right here. If I go ahead and install, it will do so, and this way it installs now with the day one patch, or if there's a patch available that comes out later, the console set to automatically update. This way at midnight, once this game is released, I can play this the minute it's available. Now this is also available on the Game Pass mobile app. You can actually set a game to pre-install ahead of time, way in advance, or a day or two before. It's up to you, however you want to do it. But you could do that with any one of these games, as well as it's not just pre-installed games. This works the same with any game that you own. You can actually jump right into the phone and set it to install while you're remotely. By the time you come home from work or wherever you are, it'll be already installed. That's super convenient and nice to have at your fingertips, whether you're at home or away. I'm loving it. So let's quickly run through some of the other features while you're in a game. If you go over to the game activity tab, you can now see your achievements directly on there. You can see who else is playing, if anybody's looking for groups or anything like that, any events, and you're able to go to the official club for that game. And finally, this really pertains more to those that are setting up the console brand new for the first time, whether your Series X or S just got in, or it's gonna come in, whatever the case is. When you're setting this up, so you can add, remove, basically manage your family right within the setup. You can also do it on your phone, sort of like an initial thing. You can also do it post once you're once you're loaded into the Series X. You can also just jump into the settings and do it there, but it's nice to do it while you're setting up. This way you're setting up different accounts for your kids, different privacy settings, maybe time limitations and things like that. You can get that all squared away ahead of time while your console is going through its initial boot up. So there you have it. These are the latest changes to the UI. If anything changes or there are some more updates, I will keep you up to date. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, share with a buddy or two, like and comment below. Let me know what you think of these new improvements to the UI. I think they're quality of life improvements that are great. I'm not complaining. I already have the medium installed. Also now with this capture card, I may actually start streaming a bit more, you know, some games, gameplay and stuff like that. So if there are any games that you'd like to see me play, me and Mondo and maybe a couple other people, hit me up. Let me know. Twitter, Instagram, those are the best places you can reach me. Also, in the comment section, I try to read and like every comment as best as I can. But sometimes, life gets in the way. But go ahead, reach out to me any way you can. Take care and stay tuned for more.